Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very beautiful Tuesday, 18th of January. By the way, we are just almost the end of January. Today, I want us to look at one man, the shortest serving vice president of Republic of Kenya, Raila Odinga's running mate in 2007, a man that has also been the running mate of Uhuru Kenyatta in 2002, a member of parliament from 1989 who inherited a seat from his father, and at one point, a cabinet secretary in charge of treasury, none other than Musalia Mudavadi. This week on Sunday 23rd, Amani National Congress is going to converge at Bomas of Kenya for the ANC delegates conference. That delegates conference is a very key political event, especially since the multi-party democracy started, because NDC is the key organ of every party that makes landmark decisions as the country gears towards general election. Musalia Mudavadi have skipped every meeting that does not augur well with him. When Moses Wetangula launched his presidential bid at Bomas of Kenya, he skipped that meeting. When Raila Odinga launched his presidential bid at Kasarani, he skipped that meeting. When OKA held a retreat in Naivasha, second retreat in Naivasha, to try to come up with their flag bearer, he skipped that meeting. I saw someone making a joke that Mudavadi might even skip that ANC delegates conference. So, he has also mentioned that he's going to make an announcement that will create earthquake in the political space. Don't expect anything big. This is just a language to try to create the anxiety to hype that NDC. He actually even skipped the Naivasha retreat, I'm told, because of this planning the NDC. So I know it's a very important event in the political life of Musalia Mudavadi. What do you expect? Let me put it this way, that when ANC delegates will endorse Musalia Mudavadi for presidency, to vie for presidency, I want to imagize it with an activity we do back in my village called plowing using the ball. This is how it is. The ANC Delegates Conference that will be highly coordinated by Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala and Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja are going to tie a rope in the neck of Musalia Mudavadi. Let me take you to how it's done home, the plowing, so that's what I want to imagize it well. Mudavadi is the ball in this context. I'm not saying that Mudavadi is a ball in this context. So they're going to tie the plow nyuma That plow, the person who is operating it, you know, when you're plowing with the bull, there are two very important people. The person who is holding the plow at the back, and the person who canes the bull to give it direction. So the person who's going to cane is Cleophas Malala. Then the person who's using the plow is Johnson Sakaja. I'm telling you for sure that that decision to give Musalia Mudavadi that direct nomination to vie for presidency is going to complicate everything for him. Because for one, if there is a political leader who is slow to make decision, it is Musalia Mudavadi. I can tell you that. If you're new to this channel, before I analyze on Musalia Mudavadi's options after being endorsed to vie for presidency, because that's what I'm going to look at. That's what we're going to talk about. Take a second and subscribe. Just confirm. Kindly give this video a thumbs up or a like. It is going to increase the rating, and actually our rating are really now shooting. Then also get to our comment section, and you can also give us your suggestion. What are his options after the ANC delegates conference that assesses him for the top seat? Now, you know, is going to be the reason why I symbolized it that it's a rope on his neck is because these people are going to insist that he must be a presidential candidate. So that's why I don't want to move out of that. I want to remain on Musalia Mudavadi as a presidential candidate. What are his options as a presidential candidate? Option number one is to troop back to OKA. Troop back to OKA and get a running mate. Now, that is where there is a complication. The only possible running mate in OKA is Kalonzo. Yes, it's Kalonzo Musyoka. But after Cleophas Malala insisted that they have the numbers and so they cannot accept to be deputy president, I don't think that can work. But I think Mudavadi-Kalonzo combination, as Mudavadi is a presidential candidate, is there. But the reason why that cannot be granted in OKA is because he doesn't have a formidable structure within ANC. You know, he has lost a host of MPs to Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga did not have MPs in Kakamega. Now Anangwe, Nabolingo, who was just elected in a by-election in Matungulu, he has also gained some few MPs there. So I can tell you that he has also lost Godfrey Osotsi. Ayub Savula, who was his deputy party leader, have joined Azimio. So really, he only have one sitting governor, Nyamira, Amos Nyaribo. Yesterday, Amos Nyaribo was part of the team that endorsed Raila Odinga. So he doesn't have a single governor. In 2017, it's only him who was not seeking an elective seat. Kalonzo and Raila were on a presidential ticket. The rest, Moses Wetangula was on a Senate ticket, and Isaac Ruto was vying for governor, but he was the only person who was not. So he can form a third coalition because OKA seems that is not going to give him a presidential ticket. Maybe form another coalition and get his own running mate from maybe Central Kenya, I think, if he can convince someone like Martha Karua, and they form a third force. I think it might even be a fourth force. That is an option. And I think that can only be the new if he's going to do something new, that can only be the only thing that he can do new to choose for that third force. Although we know that still there is no winning formula in that fourth force. Last option is to convince William Ruto so that Ruto can be his running mate. I know you are saying, oh guy, what are you saying? This is what I know. William Ruto knows how government is formed. William Ruto knows how any government is formed. Okay, let me go back to the first point a bit. If Musalia is getting a coalition, Musalia can even go and get a running mate from Central Kenya. There is no problem. In 2002, whatever we saw in 2002 is not the reverse of what we are seeing in 2022, 20 years later. In 2002, Uhuru Kenyatta running mate was from Luhya. That was Mudavadi. Then Kibaki's running mate was from Luhya, Kijana Wamalwa, the late Kijana Wamalwa. So you see, this issue of running mate is, I don't think. And he can even pick a running mate from the western side, even go to Luoland and get someone. Because Raila have ever been on a ticket with Musalia in 2007. So if Musalia, my other third formation, if Musalia can convince William Ruto to become his running mate, the issue of the region balance doesn't work here, because it doesn't. It has ever happened. But can that work? That can work. Because William Ruto knows very well that he cannot win in 2022. He cannot win against these fellas. With Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga card, he cannot win against them. But what he's pushing is to make a very strong political party that can frustrate these fellas after the general election. Whatever you are seeing here, this frustration you're seeing in the National Assembly, we are going to witness it after general election, because that's what William Ruto wants. So that he can bring Musalia Mudavadi, knowing very well that they cannot win, but if make a very strong legislature, get very strong legislators in terms of MPs and senators, so that after the general election, they can really work together to frustrate the rebirth of BBI. Because if BBI is brought back, I can tell you, William Ruto, politics will go to oblivion. These people plan themselves on how they will be taking power after 2027. And so that is something that Mudavadi can do. He can convincing Ruto is also good, because Ruto also has the finances. And Ruto can finance his politics. Guys, those are my opinions and those are my options. And of course, we will still continue to analyze on the NDC, what we expect and what is going to happen there. But then thank you very much, guys, for your support from wherever you are watching. Thank you. I want to shout out to Emmanuel Luther from USA, guys. Very good supporter and really a fan of this channel.